What's up, boys? Back with another banger. This trade was my biggest trade to date, making me a little over $7,500, and I just held this pretty much less than 1 day. I actually went to sleep on this trade and woke up to this. You can see we have .I, we have spread commission. This is a real live account. This is not even a funded account. So definitely was a very fun day, but let me get straight to it. No more talking. Let's jump on the charts to show you why I took this trade and how you could catch bangers like this one going forward. All right, this right here, the GBP against the Canadian dollar, this position was my biggest trade to date. And I was very confident in this trade. It was an A+ setup for me because it matched every one of my confluences, which I'll break down. But yeah, this trade, you can see how long this played out. I entered around, it was New York open on the Tuesday, and then I woke up on the Wednesday to the big profits. So beautiful trade. I could have held longer and even made a lot more money, but I'm going to tell you why I didn't and why I logically got out of this position where I did. So let me break it down. What I like to start off with is always on the higher time frame. So yes, I day trade and I swing trade. So I day trade NASDAQ gold every single morning. And then I also look for about 1 to 2 A+ setup swing trades on currency pairs, which I caught for this one. So these usually are larger dollar amounts, but I don't catch as many. So I only catch the A+ setup, so I don't take as much trades as I do with the day trading pairs. So starting on the weekly time frame, where were we? We were right here, okay? The overall direction of the market, we had a higher high, higher low, higher high. Literally this candle right here, if I mark this out correctly, this engulfing candle broke through this last lower high. So you can see we broke through, creating a shift to structure. So on the weekly, we not only have a shift to structure, but we also have a bearish engulfing candlestick. So these are 1, 2, 3 weeks that this one candle bodies 3 weeks. So it shows me we have a shift to structure, we're rejecting this overall heavy zone, and we have a lot of sellers, especially on the weekly time frame. So now I'm going to be looking for a continuation movement on sells. So now I'm going to be dropping down into the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, I have this heavy area of interest marked out here. You can see we kind of created, if you guys watch my TikTok videos, you know the left shoulder, we have the head, and then we have the right shoulder. So this whole area underneath it is the neckline. And so with the neckline, what usually happens is a break, retest to continue the overall direction. And so all the head and shoulders is, it's really, if you look at it here, it's just a shift to structure. So all we have here is pretty much a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, but then we shift the structure here. We don't create a higher high. So we shifted structure, little retest for that lower high to then continue for the lower low. So it's very simplified, and that's what I love about my strategy. It's honestly not complicated at all. There's so much more overcomplicated strategies that takes way too long to learn and understand, and it's not even as effective. So I really don't understand that, but whatever works for you at the end of the day. So not only did I see this on the daily time frame, I wanted to wait after this break. I wanted to wait for that retest, wait for the confirmation, because not always will it reject off this neckline and area of interest. I want to see a full-on confirmation. So I liked how this candlestick here touched it, rejected. So now I'm going to be looking for possible entries. Also, on the daily time frame, this, I'm not a huge indicator guy, but the EMA 50 is actually truly one of the indicators I really like using, especially for the longer time frame swing plays. And so make sure you guys check this out. And when the price is below this indicator, it acts as a rejection. That's why I kind of wanted to wait when it was under. And then you can see when it's above, it usually acts as a support. So especially on the daily time frame, this is a very strong, healthy sign that we are heading to the downside and going to reject this. Because remember, I already have the weekly time frame analysis in sync. So now we have the daily time frame and we have the weekly time frame in sync. I know what I'm looking for. So now this is where we don't enter on the daily time frame. We're going to drop into the 4 hour. What do I want to see for the 4 hour? It's funny how everything aligns into the 15 minute where I'm going to place my actual entry. So the 4 hour, yeah, we're at this area of interest. I see one rejection off the EMA, beautiful. I see a second one. So this is a very strong sign, right? The more, the better. And so usually I was looking at this position here, but in the past, I would enter it right away, put my stop loss above and thinking that we're going to get that movement right away. But that is where I learned through experience to not just enter off the first little drawback. I like to wait for a shift of structure on the lower time frame. So you can see still making higher highs and higher lows, but right here when we get this engulfing candlestick, you can see we shifted structure right here. We broke through this last lower high. So the 4 hour is now bearish. Plus, I actually wanted to wait for this area of interest to get touched because you can see here, we still didn't touch the area of interest. We were close, but we were still about 45 pips away. So I like when we actually touched it. That was a good sign. Then we rejected, shift to structure. I could have entered here. I waited a little bit. It's fine. I still caught the trade. That after this 4 hour shift to structure is when I'm going to dive down into the 15-minute time frame for my actual entry. All right. Where is my stop loss? My stop loss is going to be above the last shift to structure here because if I'm wrong and we come back up to this level, we're going to continue making higher highs and that's fine. I'll cut my loss. But I know this trade, because it aligned with all my confluences, has such a high win rate, which is why I put a little bit more risk on myself to increase the position size. But essentially on the 15-minute time frame, I just waited for another shift to structure. You could see, boom, shift to structure. We got a little retracement. And after seeing this candlestick right here, this engulfing candlestick, I already got the shift to structure. I'm happy to enter right there. Sometimes that engulfing candlestick will continue. We had a little bit of sideways movement. I wasn't worried because I know this trade was such a high probability to play out. And so you could see this, we entered at around, actually a little later, about 1:30. Normally I like to take my trades before 12 p.m. Eastern for New York session. But this one, I knew this would play out because of the higher time frame, so I was fine still to get in at this time. I knew there would be some sideways action because obviously, like I said, the PM session for New York, and then we had Asia, and then literally as soon as London's volume hit, we had an insane push down. And why did I get out here? So let me show you. I had a level marked out. If we go here, I had a strong level of resistance when below, support when we're above. You can see right here, these were the strong levels of support. So I marked out this key level. I wasn't going to close unless I saw some signs of slowdown. So let's go back to this on the 15-minute time frame. Look at where price started slowing down around. We had a sharp rejection on this 15-minute candlestick acting as a support. So I see this candle. We touch it a couple more times. And you can see this is just acting as such a strong support that normally this is when I see price end up reversing, coming back. And I didn't want to be in that. I was happy with my profits. It was a clean trade. This was my exact profit target. Yeah, I did go lower, but like I said, this was a perfect entry because it showed me what I wanted to see, and I followed my trading plan, which is the most important part. So that was the trade. So again, very simple strategy. If you want to see more trade recaps like this one, please subscribe and also comment if you want to see some of that. I have some cool series coming. I'm actually going to be doing a funded prop firm challenge. So I trade, like I said, gold and mostly the NASDAQ every single morning. And so with that, I'm going to be doing a funded prop firm account challenge where I trade live with my VIP team every single day, and I'm going to be documenting from starting this challenge all the way till passing and hopefully requesting a payout all on my YouTube channel and Instagram. So make sure you're following both. It's going to be a very fun process, and I hope you guys can follow the journey with me, and hopefully I'll secure that payout. So I'm very excited. That's going to be for the day trades, and I'll still continue to take the swing trades. So yeah, make sure you guys are following, and I'll see you on the next one.